Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amelia. How are you? And today I'm going to be making empanadas with this pumpkin. It's going to be delicious, easy to do, so let's get started. For this recipe, I'm going to be using this squash castilla. I have piloncillo, a dash of salt, 2 sticks of cinnamon, and half a cup of water. You can also use different types of pumpkins. Last time I made empanadas, I used butter squash. That one was really good. But this time around when I went to the store, this is the one that I found, the castilla. It's also really good for the empanadas. I'm taking off the skin since I'm gonna end up pureeing the pumpkin. You wanna add your cinnamon sticks. Now I'm just gonna stick them down here at the bottom. If I can, somewhere down here. Going down there. I'm gonna add my half a cup of water. I just don't want this to be too watery, and this squash is gonna release more water, so this is good enough. I have some piloncillo. The darker the piloncillo is the better. There's different types of piloncillos. There's some lighter ones, but my mother says that the darker ones are better. So I'm gonna stick with that. And these piloncillos, I'm just sticking them all over. They'll start melting away. And you wanna put as much piloncillo as you want for sweetener. So you see how the pumpkin, the squash, there's a lot of water that's coming out. This is an hour later and look how much juice came out of the pumpkin squash. That's a lot of juice. So you want to leave the lid off now so some of this water can evaporate. So in the beginning I only added half a cup of water, and now I'm taking 2 cups out of the water, of the juices. We don't want our calabaza to be too soggy, so I'm taking off the 2 cups, and this is good enough. We're just gonna let it cool down. The cinnamon sticks are still in here. I'm gonna leave it there because it keeps releasing flavor. And then I'm just gonna start smashing it. We're gonna add the flour. 4 cups of flour. 1 cup of sugar. 4 spoonfuls of baking powder. Teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna sift. We're gonna add the 1 cup of melted butter. Our 4 eggs, start mixing this. Now this is the canela, the cinnamon stick, with the cup of boiled water. This is your cinnamon tea. We're not gonna add all of it. You're just gonna add as much as you need to make your dough. So I'm gonna add a little bit. I'm gonna start moving it around. The consistency that you're looking for is kind of like a Play-Doh type dough. So you're only gonna need a little bit, not too much. And if you think that you added a little too much water, you can always add more flour to your dough. So this is what you want. You want it like a masa, like a dough type, Play-Doh type feel to it. Once this is done, you're gonna want to put it in the refrigerator for a good at least 30 minutes. 30 minutes to an hour. This is a helpful tip. If you think that your calabaza is still too soggy for your empanadas, what I do, you can get your strainer in a bowl and just dump your calabazas into the strainer. And if there's excess water that you don't need for your empanadas so they won't be soggy, it's right there. So that's a helpful hint that you can do. And these, you can now toss them out. They served its purpose. Toss these out. And then you just stick it back into your pot. And you took the excess liquid out. So that's a helpful hint that you can do. You want to fill the middle, fold it in half, and from here you can actually just press on the edges. Just press on the edges, and you can make a little hole on top, and that's it. Another way that you can make it is on a Frenza. So I'm using a Ziploc gallon size bag, and I just cut the edges. So all you need is add it in your tortilla maker or prensa. And all I'm doing is pressing the edges. You can also press it with the fork. You want to add a little bit of milk in a bowl, and then you just want to add some sugar into the bowl. Mix it in. We're gonna coat the empanadas with the milk, sugary milk. We're gonna coat it. And by coating it with the milk and the sugar, it's gonna brown the top. So you'll have a golden look once your bread is fully done, fully baked. It's gonna be golden. So it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna look beautiful. It's okay, your empanadas don't have to be perfect. They all don't have to be looking the same. They're all gonna be delicious once they're done out of the oven. Go. Last thing you want to do, you can just poke, you can use a fork or a knife and just poke a hole into your empanadas. Now this is going to go in the oven at 400 degrees. Depending on your oven, maybe 18 to 20 minutes, but around 18. You want to start checking it. And you'll know when they're done, when it's nice and golden. This is delicious. Just look at it. It's so beautiful. You can cut it apart. You're gonna see the pumpkin. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. I put a lot of pumpkin on all of them, so it's not like a little bit being stingy. This is so delicious. Your family's gonna love it. Thank you for watching my channel. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.